Jordan may become first foreign operator of A-10 Warthog. US considers historic military transfer. Washington, D.C., May 2025. In a move that could reshape regional power dynamics and expand American military influence abroad, the U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee has formally urged the Department of Defense, DoD, to consider transferring decommissioned A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft to the Kingdom of Jordan. If approved, the transfer would mark the first time the iconic A-10 Warthog is operated by a foreign military, ushering in a new phase in the aircraft's storied legacy. This development not only highlights the enduring appeal and effectiveness of the A-10 in modern warfare, but also underscores Jordan's evolving role as a key strategic partner in the Middle East. With the US military steadily retiring the A-10 from active service, the proposal offers a compelling opportunity to repurpose one of America's most battle-proven platforms, while deepening bilateral military ties. A battle-tested icon, the A-10's place in military history. The Fairchild Republic A-10 Thunderbolt II was designed in the early 1970s specifically for close air support, CAS, of ground forces. Its defining feature, the GAU-8 Avenger 30mm rotary cannon, is capable of shredding armored vehicles and fortifications with devastating precision. The A-10's titanium armor, redundant flight controls, and rugged simplicity have made it a favorite among pilots and ground troops alike. It was built to fly low and slow, take damage, and keep going. Over the past 5 decades, the A-10 has played a pivotal role in major conflicts, including the Gulf War, Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Its ability to loiter above the battlefield and deliver pinpoint strikes has made it an irreplaceable asset in asymmetric warfare and urban combat scenarios. Despite its loyal following, the A-10 has faced repeated attempts at retirement due to budgetary constraints and the Air Force's shift toward multi-role fighters like the F-35 Lightning II. However, each proposal to phase out the Warthog has been met with resistance from both lawmakers and military personnel who argue for its continued relevance in today's conflict environments. Jordan, a steadfast US ally in a volatile region. Jordan occupies a critical geostrategic position in the Middle East, sharing borders with Israel, Syria, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. While it maintains a relatively modest military by global standards, Jordan has long been a stable and reliable partner to the United States and its NATO allies. The country plays a significant role in regional counterterrorism efforts and has hosted thousands of US troops during training and operational deployments. Currently, the Royal Jordanian Air Force, RJAF, operates a fleet that includes F-16, Fighting Falcons, Casa C-295s, and UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters, among others. The addition of the A-10 would provide Jordan with unparalleled close air support capabilities, especially valuable in border security, counterinsurgency, and coalition missions. According to regional security analysts, Jordan's acquisition of the A-10 could improve its ability to independently target and disrupt extremist groups operating near its northern and eastern borders, areas that have seen spillover violence from Syria and Iraq in the past decade. Legislative, Bush, strategic goals behind the Senate's proposal. The Senate Armed Services Committee's recommendation is more than a mere suggestion. It reflects broader U.S. strategic objectives. Transferring decommissioned military hardware to allied nations is a time-tested strategy for strengthening partnerships while reducing the costs of equipment disposal or long-term storage. According to sources close to the committee, the proposal is also intended to bolster Jordan's deterrence capability without committing additional American troops or high-end assets to the region. By empowering allies with capable systems like the A-10, the U.S. can maintain regional stability and shared defense goals through proxy capability enhancement. The Department of Defense is currently evaluating the feasibility of the transfer. This includes assessing airframe availability, refurbishment costs, logistics infrastructure, pilot training, and ongoing maintenance support, factors that would ultimately determine how swiftly Jordan could operationalize the aircraft. What Jordan gains from the A-10. From Jordan's perspective, the A-10 presents a highly cost-effective opportunity to upgrade its close air support and ground attack abilities. Unlike many modern fighter jets that are optimized for high-speed, high-altitude missions, the A-10 is built for the kind of tactical precision and rugged environments Jordan's forces often face. Key advantages for Jordan include enhanced border security. Jordan shares borders with areas of past and ongoing conflict. The A-10's long loiter time and high survivability make it ideal for monitoring and defending these regions. Counterterrorism operations. With a proven track record in low-intensity conflicts, the A-10 could support Jordanian special forces and ground units engaged in counterinsurgency missions, humanitarian and coalition support. The A-10's precision strike capability also makes it suitable for operations in densely populated areas where collateral damage must be minimized, an asset in peacekeeping and humanitarian missions. Training, logistics, and integration challenges. Introducing a new aircraft into any military force is a complex undertaking. In the case of the A-10, Jordan would need to develop or acquire trained A-10 pilots and maintenance crews, spare parts and munitions supply chains, ground infrastructure such as hangars, runways, and ground support equipment, tactical integration with existing RJAF platforms and doctrine. Fortunately, Jordan has decades of experience working with U.S. defense contractors and military advisors. Much of this support is already institutionalized through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales, FMS, program and ongoing bilateral military exercises. Still, adapting the A-10 for Jordanian use would likely require a phased, multi-year rollout. Regional implications, power balance and deterrence. The potential introduction of the A-10 into the Middle East, especially by a U.S. ally, may influence how other nations in the region approach their own air power modernization strategies. Iran, for instance, may view the deployment of the A-10 as a signal of deeper U.S.-Jordanian military integration, Similarly, non-state actors operating in the region could be deterred by the presence of such a highly effective close air support platform under Jordanian command. Some analysts believe this move could prompt neighboring US allies like Egypt or the United Arab Emirates to request similar defense transfers. While the A-10 is not a stealthy, next-generation fighter, its battlefield utility has proven time and again that it commands respect, even from technologically advanced adversaries.
Emotional talking about it, but I've gotten 7 years now.
It is built like a tank. It's a flying gun.
A second life for the Warthog.
4 times.
If the transfer to Jordan proceeds, it will mark a significant milestone in the operational history of the A-10 Thunderbolt II. Long cherished by US pilots and infantry alike, the aircraft could find a renewed purpose in foreign service, a symbolic passing of the torch that allows the aircraft to continue flying into new battles and new missions. This decision would also be a nod to the Pentagon's growing focus on interoperability, resilience, and cost-effectiveness. Rather than mothballing an aircraft that still holds considerable value, the US is demonstrating that even legacy systems can have a powerful impact when placed in the right hands. Conclusion: awaiting approval. The proposal to transfer A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft to Jordan is still under consideration, but it has already sparked discussions among defense experts, lawmakers, and foreign policy circles. If approved, it would strengthen one of America's most reliable alliances in the Middle East and mark a historic first in the A-10's nearly 50-year legacy. The Department of Defense has not yet made a formal decision, but the Senate committee's request signals strong legislative interest in leveraging existing U.S. military assets to support allies without incurring significant new costs. If the proposal moves forward, it would likely involve a training and logistics support package to ensure Jordanian forces are prepared to operate and maintain the complex aircraft. As global military dynamics evolve, the potential transfer of the A-10 to Jordan underscores the enduring legacy of one of America's most iconic aircraft and its continued relevance on the international stage. For Jordan, acquiring the A-10 would be more than just a military upgrade. It would represent an evolution in its national defense strategy and a deepening of its partnership with the United States. As global threats evolve and budgets tighten, repurposing, proven platforms like the A-10 for Allied use may become a cornerstone of modern defense diplomacy, ensuring that no asset, no matter how old, is ever truly obsolete.